All right, so once again, I'm live coming to you again. It's cold day, 24 degrees tonight or whatever. I think it's supposed to drop down to the teens or something. Call it some, what they call it, Arctic freeze or whatever they want to call it. I don't know. Whatever the case it is what it is. It's just winter to me, but some people like to exploit that. Talk about how bad it is and all that other stuff. Don't know. Really don't know. Um, it's just one of them things. But it is what it is. It is what it's not. So, as you know, a lot of things been going down in the media lately. A lot of things been going down. Um, but nevertheless, a lot of things been going down. You know, I'm telling this thing called X. Now, people think about X would become to Twitter, right? But there's a disease they got called X, and they've been propping it up. Yeah, actually, the World Economic Forum is having a thing on it right now. Matter of fact, it's called Disease X. Mm, yep, it's called disease. So let me pull this up. All right. What's up, brother?
Yo, what up, man? What's good? What's good? Big BJ up in the house. What up, man?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man. We home, man. You know what I'm
Ready,
saying?
getting ready to report this news they about to try to pull a peekaboo game on you. So the World Economic Forum or the World Health Organization is meeting tomorrow. We're actually meeting this week, but I know tomorrow I think they're gonna tackle this thing about free speech in the United States, talking about this treaty. And they want to, you know, private speech. You know how they do. Restrict the First Amendment. So
I know.
so but nevertheless, they've been talking about this thing called X lately, and it's called disease X. And You think it's Twitter, but this ain't Twitter. This is actually how can I put it, man? A pathogen. So, let me pull up my thing, man, because this is about to get crazy tonight, man.
You know what it is, man?
Fair use. Copyright disclaimer on Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976 allows made fair use purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, research. Fair use of use permitted by copyright statute might otherwise be infringing. All right, cool. So let me get to it.
The globe in terms of health. In fact, the World Health Organization has named the next potential pandemic as disease X. That's not disease X could be disease X deadlier than COVID-19 and may have a similar impact as the Spanish flu. The WHO says disease X could be a new agent, a virus or a bacterium or fungus without any known treatments. A report in the UK, beg your pardon, Daily Mail quotes an expert, Kate Bingham, who has issued a warning claiming that the pandemic caused by the disease X could claim at least 50 million lives. She also mentioned that the virus has the potential to result in 20 times more fatalities than COVID-19. Scientists from the UK are putting their effort into developing a vaccine for this potentially deadly pathogen. After the potential threat from disease X, WHO has now considered outlining a research and development blueprint that can focus on the diseases and the pathogens which needs to be prioritized for research, of course, in the context of public health emergencies.
World leaders gathering in Davos, Switzerland this week are going to discuss disease X, a hypothetical virus 20 times deadlier than COVID-19. Addressing a global pandemic is also something that a next U.S. president might face. But what exactly is a disease X? According to the World Health Organization, disease X represents the knowledge that a serious international epidemic could be caused by an unknown pathogen. Let's bring in Dr. Amish Adalja. He is a senior scholar at the Johns Hopkins Center for Health Security. Thanks so much for being with us. COVID-19 has killed almost 7 million people worldwide. What would a virus 20 times deadlier be like? And is that a possibility that we could see in our lifetime?
It's definitely a possibility, because if you look at COVID-19 and compare it, for example, to the 1918 influenza pandemic, you can see that it is magnitudes less deadly than 1918. And there are strains of viruses that have very high mortality rates that could develop the ability to transmit efficiently from human to human. If we did so poorly with something like COVID-19, you can imagine how poorly we would do with something like a 1918 level event.
Do we know, and maybe this is one of the things they're trying to work out, but where a pathogen like that could originate from as these world leaders think about how to combat such a thing?
Likely these types of pathogens are going to be respiratory viruses, and they may be viruses that are circulating in certain animal species, but are not able to transmit yet efficiently between humans. So that could be in bats, like COVID-19. It could be in birds, like bird flu, or it could be some other type of animal species, swine, for example. And it's really about that interface between humans and animals where interactions are occurring, that these types of viruses get a foothold. Most of them will die out, but what we worry about is one that can spread efficiently, the way 1918 did.
And so what kinds of preparations might they be talking about? And are there certain roadblocks that we learned about from COVID-19 that just need to be cleared in terms of, I guess, well, within individual countries, but then also cooperation across countries? What kinds of topics do you think they're talking about as they discuss disease X?
The whole idea of disease X is about being proactive, to look at the myriad types of viruses that can infect humans and kind of narrow in on certain viral families that are most likely to harbor a pandemic pathogen and start working in those families, even if we don't know which member of those families, or even if it's an unknown member of those families, might cause the next pandemic or epidemic. So that means thinking about what do you need to do to make a vaccine? What are the antiviral targets? What type of diagnostic tests do you need to have in place? Should we be doing wastewater monitoring? All of those types of questions are being contemplated in the effort to be proactive. What we learned from COVID-19 is that there are obstacles. We have regulatory and bureaucratic obstacles, and we also have this lack of transparency. For example, in the early days of COVID, it was clear in China that this was spreading efficiently from person to person, yet that wasn't the official line from China for some time, and the world was caught flat-footed. So I think there are many roadblocks and many problems from COVID-19 that we can't afford to repeat again with the next pandemic when it occurs.
And would you include, when you say transparency, are you also including just misinformation or the inability of information to reach a trust level with certain populations that allows people to act on it or at least get a message out in the public health sphere?
Definitely. I think that what we see now is this distrust between infectious disease physicians, public health practitioners, and the general public. Because what happened is politicians injected themselves into this, and then it kind of got filtered through all that tribal lens that politics often brings to an issue. And that's something that we're already seeing problems with, for example, with measles outbreaks in Philadelphia that are fueled by anti-vaccine sentiment. So yes, that is part of it, that people may not actually be receptive to the protective actions that are being recommended by public health officials. And that's going to come back and make things much more harder than they need to be.
That's some crazy stuff, ain't it, man?
Where'd this come from?
It's called X, man. I mean, you know, it is what it is.
Wow, there you go. Why is there something? And there's always it's something more deadly than COVID, or this is different, or this is. Where is this shit coming from, man? They never gonna tell you the origins of this shit, because they the ones that made it up. Why would they tell you the origins? They, you know what I mean? If they're behind it. These some sneaky people, man. Some sneaky bastards, man. And see, I think we've been saying this too. There's gonna be more and more things like this that they're gonna make up, and they're gonna come out of nowhere, man. And they're gonna, conjure up, man. That's just basically the bottom line. You see what I'm saying? That's all there is to it. They're gonna keep making these things up, man. It's a trip, man, because it's like, I mean. And then we talk about, what I'm saying, population control, stuff like that. Real, that's exactly what it is. It's population control, it's agenda, all that. You see what I'm saying? It's all that, all in one. That's crazy, though, man. I'm just like, but see, the thing is, I didn't hear nothing really, them say an origin of where it came from or nothing like that. And then see that we got to start asking ourselves critical questions like that. You see what I'm saying? And then, but see, this is not designed for us to ask critical questions. It's designed for you to get scared. See what I'm saying? It's designed to get scared and to panic, and get whatever, what I'm saying, whatever, concoction that they want you to get from this. They want, what I mean? That's what it's for.
All right, well.
Damn, that's.
Well, they're having a meeting on in Davos right now, so let me play something else. This is about the woman that, the woman that was up there with, what's his name? Trump? Yeah, see, Vivek Ramaswamy was on the campaign trail with Trump.
See, this is already.
Well, let me say that he dropped out yesterday, and then he joined Trump in New York.
Was low numbers on?
Yeah, he actually had the lowest out of everybody, so he dropped out, and then he got other people support him.
He was talking crazy, man. I mean, some of the stuff I agree with, you know what I'm saying, but he just didn't like it. He don't like. I mean, I don't care if he like it or not. But the thing is, he wasn't for no brothers, man. He wasn't for us, man. He was just he was pushing that shit that the white conservatives wanted to hear. You know what I'm saying? But he was just pushing too much bullshit. But the stuff about the CIA and all that and getting rid of all these 3-letter alphabets, I'm all for. But see, if you're talking that stuff and you're a candidate, they're not gonna let you go for that. They're not gonna let you go.
And look, that's why he got the lowest numbers out of this.
Hey, look, like that.
Nikki Haley, and I was like, come on, man. All right,
they like her. They put money behind her.
A lot of money. All right, let me play this. This is about to get sick, man. This is about to get real sick, man. Just laugh and enjoy the show. I ain't play it all, but I'm playing a little bit of it, though.
You know, I have some notes here, and at some points I'll go to them, and at some points I'm just going to stray from them. But I hope y'all will be patient with me. The bishop told me I am welcome to be myself. In this very historic house of God. How many of y'all know that's what Bethel means? House of God. There is literally no place in the world I'd rather be than right here with you today. God always brings you to that safe place where you need to be. And so the invitation to come where God's message is taught, adhered to, and celebrated is my honor. I want to acknowledge and humbly thank, first of all, my Savior, Lord Jesus Christ. That's not God. Please use me this morning. Research the history of this monumental church, sending you where you need to be. But if you are one of his children, I'm wrong. Now, right now, as much as any time in history, we need a cultural shift. As Americans have normalized, some of y'all say that with me, Americans have normalized. They've normalized cruelty. They've normalized bigotry. They've normalized hate. Many of our youth and adults have no respect for authority. See, they criticize me for who my earthly father is and my heavenly one. Let me tell you about this earthly daddy of mine. See, my father is one of the few Americans living who was actually able to meet and spend time with Dr. Martin Luther King. He's an older man now. Don't tell him I said it, y'all. And he's told me often, you see how now you look around and on every corner they have Dr. Martin Luther King's picture. And anywhere you go, they are celebrating Dr. King. He said, well, that's not how it was when he was here. Oh, we're going to tell the truth this morning. He tells me, you see, when Dr. King was here, I've seen him very hurt. My father's revealed to me, he's seen him in moments where.
All right, Frank. Let me say something. This woman is an absolute disgrace to go in front of the church spreading that nonsense. Now, the case about her is that she has hired her alleged prosecutor to basically be the prosecutor as Trump. Well, when she basically everybody knows who Fannie Willis is, who supports her, Soros, the same Jews that back the other politicians, they back her. She's just doing her job. However, she's a sorority. You know where she comes from. So I don't even have to tell you what this is about. But for her to go and use that church to try to get her agenda passed, she ain't no better than Joe Biden and anybody else is doing this.
Yes, I agree.
And everybody know, like, I mean, it's alleged, but she is proceeding over this guy's divorce proceedings. So she probably is, you know, it already came up one time. She was already sleeping around with the rappers or one of the YSL guys. So I'm pretty sure for her to get in the position she got, she probably been sleeping around with a lot of these guys. This is nothing new. I mean, politics made strange bedfellows. So, and you know,
you see how these women?
She's saying she been threatening all that.
You see how women not even trying to cut you off. You see how, I mean, not all, but a lot of.
Why is hell? She was messing around with the guys.
Weird. Why would you?
Saying she's sleeping with the guy from YSL.
Why would you in a position like that? Why would you be messing with a dude like that? You can't see prominent, regular, brothers that work and just regular, you know what I'm saying, or not regular dudes with careers that look like us are not exciting to you females. They want. I mean, at some point you got to get out the little girl phase and go to the adult woman phase. You see what I'm saying? I'm not saying, you messing with, a rapper, whatever, you're immature or nothing like that, but you're in a certain position to where, you know what I'm saying, your title and everything is supposed to, you know what I mean, and what your title is supposed to mean something. So
but it's mighty funny. She's trying to prosecute Trump in the case in Georgia, but she really don't have no case because she was going to the White House conspiring with Joe Biden before all this even went down.
Oh yeah. Oh, she don't have no case. That's the feds have to take somebody, or there's somebody, attorney general has to take on that. Not
it's
her,
called Pioneers Code. You want what you don't need to have. That's how I look at it, baby. You want what you don't need to have. I mean, don't get me wrong, some brothers do it too. So ain't no shame. Sometimes some brothers be what they don't need to have.
That's true.
That's the science of life.
True. Very just immature.
Like guy from YSL, and the guy had an interview about it, and he said that they had a lot of conversations. He said she gave him auntie vibes, but there's a lot of personal conversation, brother. Just because you're auntie don't mean you ain't getting knocked down either. Aunties get knocked down too, man. But it is what it is. But that's how it goes, man. I mean, hey, man. Hey, look, man. You got rappers messing with entertainers. You got rappers messing. I mean, look at Fantasia. Hey, look at Fantasia. She had The Color Purple and shit.
Who was she messing with again? I forgot. Fantasia. She was messing with somebody.
I think she was messing around. She was messing with them dude out there in North Carolina thing. I mean, I met her one time, but yeah, what it is. But now she's in The Color Purple. She gotta be taken more serious. But nevertheless,
that flop, by the way.
Yeah, it did flop.
Y'all talk all this support stuff and then support
share this letter I wrote this week to my God. But you are warned, it ain't the prettiest journey. This county and my community. She provided me with the Bible and encouraged me to commit to reading it often. She said you revealed to her that if I had promised to work hard, follow for lowly me. All I brought to the table, God, is my mind. You forgot to tell me there was more than 50,000 cases not closed. You left that detail out. Wait a minute, God. 18,000 unindicted cases going back 7 years? Wait a minute, God. The morale of the staff is in the toilet. And some of them are unqualified around here. God, you gotta be kidding. 7 of the highest profile cases in the United States gonna land right here? No, please make it stop. God, you forgot to mention that my life and the life of my family would be threatened so regularly. I now think it's not normal if I don't have 2 death threats a week. God, you did not tell me that people would call me the N-word more than they call me Fonnie. You did not tell me as a woman of color, it would not matter what I did. My motive, my talent, my ability, and my character would be constantly attacked. You did not tell me that the people would think they required of me perfection and flawless. God, why would you send this imperfect and very flawed woman to that position? God, you did not tell me my home would be swept multiple times for bombs. Or that most days and nights that I would spend them in isolation because that was the safest place to be. You forgot to mention, Lord, that I would have to abandon my home. You forgot to mention the loneliness of this position, and you certainly didn't tell me about this stress. God, I trust you. God, I thank you. God, I love you. I thank you for every tap that makes me stronger. See, I sit here with a peace that surpasses. Dear God, I do not want to be like those that attack me. I never want to be a Marjorie Taylor Greene, who has never met me, but has allowed her spirit to be filled with hate. How is this woman, who has the honor of being a leader in my state, how is it that she has not reached out to me? She can tell me, I don't. There is literally no place in the world. Being honest, I cannot describe, God, for you the agree with people threatening your life or the life of your family. Mention, Lord, that I would have to abandon my home.
What's up, Shaq? My bad, man. What's up, brother?
Salute.
Shaq, what up? I'll be right back. I'm gonna do something real quick. I'll be right back. Salute. Peace, yo.
Word, man.
Yeah, man. We talked about disease earlier. They talk about the World Economic Forum. They talking about trying to find a way to stop misinformation, free speech, and things like that. And this disease could be 50 times more, 20 times more deadly than the last pandemic and all this other nonsense. That's what we talked about first. I'm looking at this right now, man. Got Fonnie Willis. She's in the church talking about, her case and all that stuff, man. I find it kind of shameful this woman went up in the church house to do this, but then again, Biden, it just went to everybody started coming to the church house, say, if you got what it takes, these are the breaks.
That's where it all started, right? The church.
That's right, brother. And we in the church, baby. We in the house of the Lord.
That's all.
They're in the house of the Lord. But let her keep talking.
You forgot to mention the loneliness of this position, And you certainly didn't tell me about this stress. God, I trust you. God, I thank you. God, I love you. I thank you for every tap that makes me stronger. See, I sit here with a peace that surpasses. Dear God, I do not want to be like those that attack me. I never want to be a Marjorie Taylor Greene who has never met me, but has allowed her spirit to be filled with hate. How is this woman who has the honor of being a leader in my state, how is it that she has not reached out to me? She can tell me, I don't agree with anything you're doing, but I do not agree with people threatening your life or the life of your family. That is conduct that is wrong and intolerable, and as a leader, I shall stand for it. How did such a woman come to think that it was normal and normalized that another woman was worthy of such cruelty? I would never wish for her to have the experiences of the threats that I received, the derogatory name calling, the being doxxed multiple times. God, you never told me that on Christmas night 2023, that I would get an emergency call from Capers Green, my chief of investigations. The police are surrounding your house. A man has called 911 and he said he shot a woman in the head. I am headed there. You never told me the pure, unimaginable fear as I believe my oldest child was dead in my home. I cannot describe, God, for you the panic and the terror and the fear I had, believing my child was no longer with me. I thank you, Lord, that it all turned out to be a cruel hoax and just another day to steal my joy as I tried to celebrate you. God responds to his hard-headed trial. Pray for Marjorie Taylor Greene. Pray for the man's soul who called your house. God, wait a minute. I ain't there yet. I'm still in my walk with you. I'm just being honest. This is me and my Lord talking. God, I don't really want to do that. I ain't feeling it. God, do as I said, child. I am using her to grow you. Pray for her. I am using all of these experiences to fortify you. Flawed, hard-headed, imperfect me. Pray for her? Yes. But dear God, are you listening? Why does Commissioner Thorne and so many others question my decision in a special counsel? Lord, your flawed, hard-headed, and imperfect child, I'm a little confused. I appointed 3 special counsel, as is my right to do, paid them all the same hourly rate. They only attacked one. I hired one white woman, a good personal friend and great lawyer, a superstar, I tell you. I hired one white man, brilliant, my friend, and a great lawyer. And I hired one black man, another superstar, a great friend, and a great lawyer. Oh Lord, they gonna be mad when I call them out on this nonsense. First thing they say, oh, she gonna play the race card now. But no, God, isn't it them who's playing the race card when they only question one? Isn't it them playing the race card when they constantly think, I need someone from some other jurisdiction in some other state to tell me how to do a job I've been doing almost 30 years. God, why don't they look at themselves and be honest? I mean, can't they keep it 100 with themselves? Why are they so surprised that a diverse team that I assembled, your child, can accomplish extraordinary things? God, wasn't it them that attacked this lawyer of impeccable credentials? The black man I chose has been a judge more than 10 years, run a private practice more than 20, represented businesses in civil litigation. I ain't done, y'all. Served as a prosecutor, a criminal defense lawyer, special assistant attorney general, won Chief Justice Robert Benham Award from the State Bar of Georgia. You know, they ain't just giving this to black men. How come God, the same black man I hired, was acceptable when a Republican in another county hired him and paid him twice the rate? Oh, y'all ain't hear me. In another county, the elected official has the authority to pay him twice the rate. Why is the white male Republican's judgment good enough, black Democrats not? Now, please hear me. I'm not criticizing his judgment. The people of his county elected him to make that decision. In fact, let me put it on the record. He's someone I respect because he was always willing to hire diversity. He was just looking for quality. I don't care political party. They care about it. My only question is, why is it questioning? Now, I want to be clear. All three of these special counselors are superstars. But I'm just asking God, is it that some will never see a black man as qualified, no matter his achievements? What more can one achieve? The other two have never been judges, but no one questions their credentials. I'm just saying. Lord, I'm just asking, is it that I, because of the shell you chose to put me in, will never be qualified in their eyes to make the decisions the voters put me here to make? Lord, never mind your flawed, imperfect servant has composed a team that wins, and wins. Never mind, Lord, that this leader has a trial conviction rate of 95%. Never mind, Lord, that the trial team this lawyer put together has a conviction rate of 95%. Never mind, Lord, that the appellate rate of my office is 96%. Never mind, Lord, that 400 plus children are touched by the programming that my staff put together to keep them out of gangs. Never mind, Lord, thousands of records of citizens in my county have now been restricted so they can work and get homes and return to being productive. Never mind, Lord, in 3 years I have cut the backlog by more than 50%. Never mind, Lord, in my community where in the rest of the country crime is down 5 or 7%, is down 20% here. Never mind, Lord, homicides are down in Atlanta by 21%. Is there some about when he's still unqualified? God responds, child, pray for those. They can't see what I've qualified. Wait, God, I'm gonna slow down here. It's your hard-headed child. I told you I don't want to pray for them. I am tired of being treated cruelly. Pray for them anyway, child. Pray for their hearts. Pray for their souls. I qualified you. I qualified your imperfect, flawed self. I saw you in every hour. Do my work. Ignore the distractions. Some of y'all may be familiar with my God that I serve. So I'm gonna stop a minute here. He's the same God that took Moses to that burning bush. How many of y'all know Moses had a speech impediment? That's the servant that God sent to give the greatest messaging of all time. Let my people go. God must like hard-headed children, because Moses told him, you know I got a speech impediment, right? And who am lowly me to go do that? He said, go tell him the great I am sent you. How many of y'all know? Regular, ordinary folks to do extraordinary things. Let me say that for y'all again. How many of you all know the God I serve will use ordinary folks to do extraordinary things? God will see all your mistakes, all your flaws, and still choose you. So God told me, I know you're tired of your circumstances, but I'm preparing you. Those are some dark days and days. So ladies and gentlemen, on Thursday, I was at a very low point, really tired of all the pain that people cause. So weary of hearing mothers come in talking about their children being hurt, or worse, lives taken from them. That pain, I'm somebody who just takes it on. And it got a little heavy on Thursday. Tired of the 14-hour days. If I can be honest with you, tired of the isolation, the loneliness, the backstabbing. Tired of all of it. But then my on-time God showed up, as he always does. A lady I love and respect, but had not seen in more than 2 years, randomly came by the office. I don't stop and take lunch, y'all. I don't have no time in my day. But somehow God miraculously cleared my schedule for 40 minutes. Appointment canceled and opened up. So I could spend 40 quality minutes with this lady. She was another leader. She brought me her testimony of the 2 last awful years. And I'm gonna tell you, I felt ashamed because I was so caught up in my own world. I didn't know what my friend had been through. She told me of a cheat husband and a divorce that had taken. She talked to me about cancer that entered her body and almost took her out of this place. She talked to me about family. Lord, she told me she was mad with you. The position of authority she had, she really didn't want, but she took it because you told her to, and she had been obedient. And so she wanted to know, how could I be obedient, Lord, and you take me through this last 2 years I've had? She said, Lord, you said you would perfect me. You would perfect the things concerning me. My husband left me. My body became sick. My children suffered. My finances are in the toilet. This is far from perfect. The Lord said to her, when I told you to devote yourself to me, I will perfect you. You heard it in your human ears. You heard that meant I would make things easy and perfect. I did not mean that things would be easy as you heard it. She said she then looked at the biblical interpretation. When the verse says the Lord will perfect that which concerns you, it literally means he will complete it. How many of you all know my friend's random visit was not random at all? And once again, the Lord was talking to his hard-headed child. When the Lord was saying he would perfect me, the things concerning me, was telling me he would use me to complete it. So I'm here to tell you something. And it may make some of y'all a little uncomfortable. Using ordinary people to do extraordinary things. I come real regular. In fact, when I meet people, that's what they say. Real regular. You don't have no airs about yourself. And I say, well, how can I come from regular folk. I ain't got no pedigree. I'm not a member of the elite organizations. And one more thing, I'm as flawed as they come. But there is something special about me. It's my willingness to love people. I love people of every political party, different viewpoints, different races, different sexualities. And one thing you will come to learn about me is I make sure everyone else is good, and sometimes I'm not. See, Dr. King was an extremely special, brilliant, godly man, but he was just a man. And his journey was full of mistakes, pitfalls, pain, and ugliness. Despite all of that, he overcame those things and he changed the entire world. See, I know we talk about history. Some of y'all may have forgotten. When Dr. King was alive, he was attacked for his stance on the Vietnam War. Some of y'all might have forgotten that scandal the FBI tried to do on personal indiscretions they alleged. Some of y'all forgot that. But now that same FBI will take a day off to celebrate Dr. King because my Lord and Savior will make him your footstool. All the glory I receive, it's his grace, not a perfect me. We are at a time in history, people. Hear me on this. We are at a time in history when you can no longer sit back and just let other folks do it. You cannot expect Black women to be perfect and save the world. The Lord is completing us. We are not perfect. We need your prayers. We need to be allowed to stumble. We need grace. With that kind of support, we will move mountains and do Jesus' will, stumbling all the way. So his flawed, hard-headed, and imperfect child has a message for each of you today. Please find a way to do your extraordinary, God-given assignment and make this community and the world a better place for all of his people. See, it is never about who you are. It is always about the great I am and who he is. See, we are all flawed, sinners, unworthy, imperfect, damaged, but we are qualified upon his calling. You can find common ground with people of all different ideologies if you simply commit yourself to being obedient and steadfast in your efforts and his work. If you commit yourself, God will turn your hard-headed self into the extraordinary for his kingdom. Thank you.
Oh man, dang man, I thought I listened to a church sermon or something, man. What's going on, man? That was all very, very entertaining. But still trying to find out how she was able to pull this game off. Should have known it was coming during Martin Luther King weekend, and she could be in a church down there telling you they're gonna be all imperfect, protected by his grace. This has got to be shameful as hell. Man, what do you think about this, Shaq? Man, what do you think about this, man? This is clown stuff, but you get where they coming from, right? Jack.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead. What do you think about this? This is clown stuff, man. It's all right, man. You know, rallying up the people, getting them rallied and all that. What do you think, man? Come on. Help
Yeah, man. You know, that time of year again.
You know what? It is that time of year. Come think about it. Because Ramaswamy dropped out last night, and he was in New Hampshire endorsing Trump today. Or tonight, better yet. He told DeSantis and Nikki Haley, y'all need to drop out too. Because he's like, because y'all wasting time. He said Trump got over 50% of the vote last night in our. Y'all not making up for that. So he told them they need to drop out too. And back Trump. That's what Ramaswamy said. Because he dropped out yesterday because he only got 7-8% of the vote. But it is that time of year again. You right.
It's that time of year, man. The panda bears come out in groves. You know what I'm saying? And they pander.
Matter of fact, Frank, what do you think about this, man? This was embarrassing though for her to go to a church and pull this little game off, but you know.
It's all part. They know. No. You know, not. Well, no, we ain't. But they know our people are stupid. They know that we're like, my bad. They know that we're really, really sorry about that. They know that we're really, really emotional people, man. So you know what I'm saying. They know that we symbolism. You know what I'm saying. Any kind of tangibles that don't move us. But it's funny when it's other people got tangibles, we want to complain about it. You know what I'm saying. But you know, but we act like we kind of don't want the tangibles and shit because we don't really push for it like that. You know what I mean? It's interesting. We want to complain when we see other people with it. So it's tangibles when other people got it. You see what I'm saying? But when we try to, when we're pushing, or when me and you or Shaq or somebody talks about it, then nobody falls on deaf ears. But they know that people, man. They know that our people are just brainwashed, man. People still voting. I don't even know why. No matter what race you are, especially our people, are really still voting for the president anyway, because they're selected. You know what's the name selects the president. The Electoral College. I'm not you know what I'm saying, part of the Electoral College. I don't even know who really did a lot of people in the Electoral College. Every state has something called electors. You know what I'm saying? All the electors get together and they come with their little answer, their selection or whatever. Boom. There you go. See, they try to make it seem like you're a part of some kind of democracy and like you're a part of this so-called way of you know what I'm saying, of politics, but you're not. You're not a part of it all. You know what I mean? Even a lot of times on a local level in your cities or towns, or whatever, stuff don't get done. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you're not really like places like LA where you're the minority. Why would you try to? What kind of agenda do you have on voting for somebody in a place like LA when they don't have an agenda for you? You're not the minority, a majority, and that's how it's sad. But the majority rule, man, in certain instances like that. You see what I'm saying? People will treat you different if you're the minority. You see what I'm saying? But I just don't. This whole voting thing, I'm just confused. But yeah, she's still, she just wants to get sympathy and empathy. You see what I'm saying? That's all it is. And that's a good point, Pioneer. This is the same lady that tried to didn't she try to prosecute like Young Thug or one of them fools like a couple years ago or something like this? The same lady. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? So and like I said, it's all scripted because you cannot prosecute anything federal when you're a DA. You see how we don't. That's our fault. We're not knowing because any kind of knowledge is free. So they'll let you know this is scripted because that was scripted and the Trump thing is scripted. She in a real case that would this case shouldn't even be still going on because that's a big conflict of interest. Plus, it ain't even a damn conflict of interest. It just don't go. You need a attorney general to prosecute something like that. You know, why didn't the feds? Boom, the feds come in and it's just bullshit. But yeah, she's just doing it for sympathy and empathy. It's symbolism. It's one big gesture. And then look, she did it at a church. And get who What is so-called black people fool? We fool for it. A fool for the church. We fall for that quick. We a fool for that church.
Fanny. We love you, Fanny.
Yeah, so we can make it into a photo op, a spectacle, and then we can make it, because that's all a lot of these pastors do, man. They make you feel good, man. It's feel good. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, man, you know what? I should have brought my DJ cards out there or something, man. Just
advertise, dude. I'm telling you.
Just saying, man. Come
It's
on.
a show. It's entertainment.
Crazy stuff, man. It is, ain't it, man? What are personal training cards? Man, look here, man. This woman was a lady. I guess her name Miss Brown. She gave me a card. She did health work or whatever, but I got all these cards up here, man. She could have did it better. I mean, we could do some advertising there. This won't nothing but a sideshow, man. But it is what it is. Bishop, you should have been over for this one. This is kind of funny here. But look, let me play this.
To New Hampshire, where there's big news from Vivek Ramaswamy and President Trump.
Let it happen. We cannot let it continue. We're going down, and we cannot let it continue. Last night, I was honored to receive the endorsement of a man who has become a true leader and earned the admiration of so many patriots. I've been a friend of his, even though we were competing against each other. But I was a friend of his, and we got along. And he was saying he's a great president. I kept saying, why is he running? He keeps calling me a great president. But he's a fantastic guy, a very smart guy. He's got some tremendous ideas, and he's young, and he's got some young ideas too, and that's a good thing. So he has a big, beautiful, bright future ahead. Vivek Ramaswamy. Come on up, Vivek. Let's do this, guys. It's good to see you. It's good to be back to New Hampshire. We miss you guys.
Oh my God.
We're going to make this happen, and you guys know this well. You know this man. You know why we're here. Patriots across the state. We are in the middle of a war in this country. That's what this is. It's not a war between black and white. It's not between Democrat and Republican, even in a deeper sense. It's between the permanent state and the everyday citizen, between those of us who love the United States of America and a fringe minority who hates this country and what we stand for. And right now we need a commander-in-chief who will lead us to victory in this war. That's what we need in this country. You got to know you're in a war to win one. You can't win one if you're asleep at the switch, have your head stuck in the sand, like most Republicans. And I think that's going to require somebody who isn't bought and paid for, a businessman, not a politician. Anybody heard of that? And that's why I was in this race. But I'll tell you, the people of Iowa spoke loud and clear last night. And I'm a big believer that we, the people, create a government that is accountable to us, not the other way around. That we, the people, choose who leads this country. And so we heard we the people last night, and that is why last evening I met my friend here. We met in person, and I told him that I would endorse Donald J. Trump for president of the United States and do everything in my power to lead us to victory in this war. It is a 1776 moment right now. That's where we live right now. And you want to know, what does it mean to be a Republican today? It means we believe in the ideals of 1776. Ideals like freedom and merit and the pursuit of excellence, that you get ahead in this country, not on the color of your skin, but on the content of your character and your contributions. End affirmative action. End DEI. We are done with the nonsense. Send it back home. It means you believe in the rule of law. And I say this as the kid of legal immigrants to this country. That means your first act of entering this country cannot break the law, and that is why we need to use our military to secure our own southern border in this country. That's what it means to stand for the rule of law in the United States of America. It means the people we elect to run the government needs to be the ones who actually run the government, not the shadow government in the deep state that runs the show today. This man is going to get in there this time around and actually shut down that deep state. Not messing around this time anymore. That's how we win this war in this country. And the way we're actually going to do this in the long run. And
let me break some things down that he said that was very key. Now, I just told you, Frank, earlier. What did I say? You hear him talking about deep state, right? You heard it, right?
Yep.
Well, didn't I just tell you tomorrow they're gonna have a conference? Actually happening right now in Davos right now. The World Economic Forum having a conference right now to criticize and state misinformation is the number one thing that needs to be solved in the next pandemic. That's what they're saying.
What does any of that got to do with a damn pandemic?
Free speech.
Oh, dude. But see, you would think that they'd be worried about lives and stuff like that instead of speech.
Misinformation, free speech. I'm about to play it for you. Only reason I played this soundbite of him because it's going somewhere. Because Rachel Maddow last night told you on the news. As a matter of fact, Chak, get ready for this because I want you to comment on this big time. This is what she said. I'm quoting what she said, but I'm going to play it for you next. Rachel Maddow said last night on the news they would not air any of Donald Trump's victory speech because they said they have a cause of a news organization to play things that are not true. They cannot risk their news channel by playing untruth speech. I said, no, wait a minute now. Hold on, man. Hold on. Wait a minute. Let me get you. So you're not going to play a speech because you're saying that he lying. Well, let the people decide. That lets you know where they're going with this thing. What do you think about that, Chak? I mean, I'm going to play it, but what do you think about that? The news media, they're not going to play a victory speech because they don't want the public to be seduced by lies. What do you think about that, Chak? That's crazy, ain't it, man? I think you're on mute. But nevertheless. I mean, they going all the way, man. They going all the way. They set the deck up, baby.
It's like with these two right here. See, Vivic, man, the reason why it's almost like he ran. It's almost like he ran to get endorsed by Trump. It's almost like he ran just to get endorsed by Trump, or either do the Kamala Harris thing and then, because it's all scripted anyway, end up being his Trump's VP, just like what I'm saying, Kamala Harris was Biden's VP. So I just think he didn't really, he was.
We got it. The only thing I'm gonna say, this guy was tied to the pharmaceutical industry. That's all I'm gonna let you know.
But why? But look, Trump backing him. What that say about Trump?
Hey, man, I'm just playing what they told you.
No, does that make sense? That makes sense, though, right? I was just about to say.
Now let me say this. Let me say this. The other day, before the thing came, Trump came out and told you Vivek Ramaswamy is not mega. Don't be fooled. All right, he said
he's not what?
He was not mega. Don't be fooled by Vivek. This is what he said, though. This is what Trump said.
It's all scripted. It's all scripted.
But you gotta understand that now he's backing him. He ain't came out endorsing him. But he was the one to drop out last night. I told you he only got 8% of the vote. So he kind of was he had to drop out. But I mean, don't worry, the other two gonna drop out.
Nikki Haley. Oh my God.
Yeah, well,
the
Joanne Reed said people don't want to vote for Nikki Haley because she's a brown woman. I said, no, wait a minute now. Hold on, man.
Some people think she white. See,
oh God,
man.
Now she a brown woman.
Brown. You are brown. You brown. I'm brown. That's brown. What are these motherfuckers talking about? Everything is a misnomer to these people, man.
What I'm saying. Look, they won't call her. I don't care what they say. They won't call her brown 3 weeks ago.
They think she white. I thought she was white at first, but then what I'm saying, I was like, I did the research. She Indian.
But I told you her name was Nirvana. It ain't even Nikki
She shortened the name up, dude. Just like the Creed people be doing. They change. See, I don't want to hear it, man. I don't want to hear it. These people want to be what they do all that to look white, to look European. You know. See,
All right, hold on.
who said about that Brown? Richard Meadows said that. Who said that?
George Reed said that.
God, man.
And George Reed.
Ooh, that's dangerous. This propaganda is
I'm gonna play it for
dangerous.
you. Relax, man.
Our democracy depends on you.
It really does, folks. That's no joke.
Oh,
That's why we need you.
what
We
the
need your
hell?
help to ensure Joe's leadership continues to guide us forward. We know the other side won't rest.
Well,
So we can't either.
You could have
Your
done it.
donation will help give Joe and Kamala's campaign the
Obama,
resources
man.
they need.
He's really still running
Let's
shit.
make history again. Chip in
He's still
now.
running shit. What's going on with him?
But at this moment,
Huh?
You know, where's Bill Clinton at?
Oh my God, that's Barack Obama, man.
You know what I'm saying? Where Bill Clinton at though? See, why is it only Barack endorsing him?
Oh man, because they ain't gonna Barack and get y'all fools to vote for. That's why.
But see, they got the brother to try to trick you into, well, if a black man endorses him, he can't be
Lord
racist.
have mercy. Hey, look,
He can't be
man,
racist.
there go- Look, man.
You know, he wrote that crime bill.
Hey, wait
you
a
know.
minute now. Hold on now, shit. Hey, hold on, Frank. Hold on, man. Hold on, man. There you go. Come on, man. Why we got to have the black gay man speaking for you, man?
Dude.
Let me play this clown right here, man. Hold on, man. I gotta do this, man.
I'm going to interrupt myself because NBC News can now project at this hour at 8:33 p.m., 7:33 Central Time, 8:33
33
Central Time, that former President Donald J. Trump
Yeah.
will be the projected winner in the Iowa caucuses for the 2024 presidential election. Again, about 33 minutes after the doors closed in the Iowa caucuses, with very few actual results in, but based on the results that we do have and the entrance polling that we do have, NBC News now projects that Donald Trump will be, at the end of the night, the winner of the Iowa caucuses.
Well, no, Ryan Binkley, I'm glad that we know his name and that he got a chance to get a little bit of fame, having been mentioned by the great Rachel Maddow. But the previous woman, who the Trump surrogate, I wish she had not just loved it. I wish she had listed it. I wanted to hear what she was going to say, because I'm always curious when people say he did so much for us and he made America great again, like what specific policies they mean. Because the one policy that Donald Trump obviously passed was that massive enormo tax cut. He didn't get the wall. He didn't do. I really am always curious as to what they actually mean by that. But I do think the evangelical thing that Alex was talking about, I think that is the story for the night. The fact that in 2016, these were Ted Cruz voters, he kind of had the evangelical lane. In this particular race, it was Ron DeSantis who originally went hard for evangelicals. Remember the God made a fight ad? He did the God ad first before Trump did. And he really was attempting to appeal directly to the souls of evangelicals. His whole strategy is Iowa. To be clear, Michael and I were talking about this, that his strategy is built around the idea that he would pull in Obama in Iowa and that he would pivot there. And even if he didn't win in New Hampshire, which is a state that's more built for Nikki Haley, he would then slingshot to South Carolina, where there is a similar percentage of evangelical voters. So he is the one that really has to win. To be honest with you, Nikki Haley doesn't need to win Iowa. It would be a nice thing for her to not win or to come in a reasonably decent, sort of respectable second. It's really Ron DeSantis for whom this is do or die. If he gets mopped tonight, he has to slink home to Florida, having done nothing. He put all of his eggs in this basket. But you heard, and Michael was talking, we were talking about this offline a little bit. You heard I don't remember who it was that was saying that Donald Trump has a better ground game this time than he did in 2016 when he lost spectacularly to Ted Cruz. Right. So I think for Donald Trump, we knew this was going to be the outcome. But the person for whom tonight actually really does matter for their political future is really not Nikki Haley. It's Ron DeSantis.
Rich, if I could, two points on that. One, on the ground game. I think so. When Steve started, sets up an interesting.
As the projected winner in Iowa, the question is what's going to happen between Haley and the ground game in Iowa. Trump,
Right.
She was never expected, and Nikki Haley is within beat her in Iowa tonight.
Because everything, it's nice to hear that there are Republicans
Hold on, man. Let me find this right quick, man. I gotta go digging for this. That was not what I was looking for. I mean, I got it, but I was trying to play more of it. So I don't have to do this the hard way. You know what I mean? I'm gonna do this the hard way. The easy way, really, but let me just do it this way. It's better if I do it this way. That way I can give you exactly. Because I just posted this earlier. Okay, here it is. Here it is. Here it is. I found it. Can you hear me?
Yep.
All right, listen to what she's saying. Whoa, that ain't right.
Vivek Ramaswamy is out of the 2024 presidential running after garnering just 7% support from Republican Iowa caucus goers. Here he is in Iowa making that announcement last night.
But we talked about it tonight. We took a little bit of time in our apartment in Des Moines before coming here to make some hard choices. And I wanted to make a couple of announcements tonight to get the
South Carolina, and in order to be picked as Trump's
Donald Trump. She is the establishment choice.
At odds with the establishment. Also over the weekend, that was interesting. Anyway, there's you're right. I think Nikki Haley would very much put
MSNBC and on CNN, there were cutaways from the acceptance speeches of both Trump and Ramaswamy. Here we have a clip first of Rachel Maddow's response to Trump's win and her rationalization as to why they were not going to play Trump's acceptance remarks.
Interject. I'm sorry, I just have to do a little bit of business just for a second. At this point in the evening, the projected winner of the Iowa caucuses has just started giving his victory speech. We will keep an eye on that as it happens. We will let you know if there's any news made in that speech, if there's anything noteworthy, something substantive and important. The reason I'm saying this is, of course, there is a reason that we and other news organizations have generally stopped giving an unfiltered live platform to remarks by former President Trump. It is not out of spite. It is not a decision that we relish. It is a decision that we regularly revisit. And honestly, earnestly, it is not an easy decision, but there is a cost to us as a news organization of knowingly broadcasting untrue things. That is a fundamental truth of our business and who we are. And so his remarks tonight will not air here live. We will monitor them and let you know about any news that he makes.
All right. So that happened.
That shit is
That's what I wanted. That's what I wanted to get to. Okay. So she told you they are not going to add anything. We will tell you what happened. We won't show it. We're gonna tell Chak, what do you think about this, man? This authoritarian or what, man? They don't want to tell you. They say we're gonna tell you if it's important. Oh, crazy is that? What do you think about that, Chak? Because they saying the quiet part out loud now. They just telling we ain't gonna tell you nothing.
My bad. What was that? That was
Rachel Maddow, she said last night when Trump's acceptance speech was on in a news organization, we are not allowed to play things that are knowingly untrue. If he says anything noteworthy, we let you know, but we will not play it because we don't play false information on the news. That's what she said.
Well, how they gonna know? Hold on, was this a live thing?
This was live last night on TV, man.
How they, right. So how they already know what he gonna say? Project what he gonna say? That's gonna be.
But thank you, Mark, for
misinformation.
Mm.
Think about it, dog. Come on, Frank, talk to me, baby.
These motherfuckers, I'm telling you, this should be scripted, dude. Like, motherfucker, just because they try, it's WWF. You know, one of them tries to act like they're not cool with it. It's just all, come on, man. Like the Simpsons, I was telling somebody today. See, that lets you know this shit is scripted and these people know what they're doing. They're playing shit out, because if they predict all this shit 10, 20, 15 years, you know what I'm saying, before it happened on the Simpsons, what'd that tell you? And that's a damn cartoon.
Hey, look, you're right. Let me bring this up. Because I'm showing you how far they willing to go with it. She just told you we're not going to show the acceptance speech because of what? We don't want our viewers to listen to lies. But news media lie all the time. What's the problem?
Well, and think about this though. Think about the precedents they setting up. Even though they may disagree with the other parties or whoever the elect is, that is extreme. That's an extreme prejudice, right? To not show the potential president-elect or the president-elect, future president-elect, and the forerunner for the Republican. I mean, they have a right not to play, you know, but it's just setting a precedence of picking and choosing. You know what I'm saying? Selective outrage. That's what I call it.
Well, hold on, my bad. Let me say this. My problem with the whole thing ain't even that. My problem is you just said on a news organization that you're not going to play a speech. But if we hear anything that we want you to listen to, we will play it. That is as elitist as you can get. Chak, are we being taken over by authoritarian dictatorship?
And they just told you.
They just told you.
So anybody that's acting ignorant, acting dumb, like you don't see what's going on in plain sight, right in your face, man, you continue to get the boot up your butt cheek. No pun intended.
No, ain't no pun intended. They kicking in your ass now. They showing you, look, we ain't gonna tell you shit. We gonna tell you what's important. Now listen to this.
Yeah, we know.
This is the last one on this. Oh, I gotta play. Yeah, let me hurry this up because I gotta play this thing in Norfolk. This right down the road from me. I gotta play this for you because it's churches, houses are homeless at night. So I'm gonna talk about this. Hold on a minute. Just hold tight for a minute. Let me get this out of the way.
2024 to reclaim the White House. Now, he is the overwhelming favorite to win the. But guys, it was such MSNBC. There is no right person, but I'm here to tell you the main, because this Joy Reid is just making up this stuff. Leaders, MSNBC, a Nikki Haley fan at all. I will never ever vote for her. And there's some rumblings out there, you know, that Trump may pick her. No, he's not. He's not going to pick Nikki Haley. I cannot support that ticket. Even Tucker Carlson came out like a month ago, said, no, I'm not a racist.
For evangelical white state. And he said the following to me: Iowa is about 61% white Christian. The country as a whole is approximately 41% white Christian. And in Iowa, we're talking about evangelical white Christians. And he said the following, because I asked him, what do they get out of supporting Donald Trump? Because he keeps losing, he keeps delivering losses and losses. And he said the following: they see themselves as the rightful inheritors of this country. And Trump has promised to give it back to them.
Wait a minute. The rightful inheritors of this country because they're white. I don't believe anybody in Iowa has actually said that. She's making this up.
All the things that we think about electability, about, you know, what are people gaming out, or none of that matters when you believe that God has given you this country, that it is yours, and that everyone who is not a white conservative Christian is a fraudulent American, is a less real American. Then you don't care about electability. You care about what God has given.
Whoever said that, I'm willing to bet, guys, I can go with it.
birthered by Donald Trump.
Astonishing. Watch this clip right here now, guys.
New Hampshire. And I think to the point that you made, Steph, I mean, it's the elephant in the room. She's still a brown lady that's got to try to win in a party that is deeply anti-immigrant and which accepts the notion that you can say immigrants are poisoning the blood of our country. She's getting, birthered by Donald Trump. And I don't care how much the donor class likes her, which will ramp up a lot.
Hey, hold up, man. What is a brown
I told
lady?
you that nigga had a brown woman, man. She a brown woman now.
She like one of them bras off The Fifth Element. Remember that part where the bitches were the little remember the flight attendants? Why she got the wig on like that? Why she look real? She look crazy with the wig on.
Republic of Congo. Fuck her. She ain't shit. Fuck her. But look, check this out.
A brown woman. Wow.
But dang on, she said that Nikki Haley being birthed and that she's a brown woman now.
She should have said she's Asian. Why she didn't say? Why did she say Asian? You see how they do that? You see how they use these stupid ass terms when it suits them? Isn't she Asian? But when they were using that shit when Kamala Harris, when they talking about Kamala Harris, they were using brown lady when they were talking about Kamala. They was talking about Asian, right? Which one? These motherfuckers be interchanging shit, dude, like a motherfucker.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
They like chameleon, man.
Yeah.
What do you think, Chak? Nikki Haley a brown woman now.
They hardcore with that shit, man.
And she moving on up.
Brown woman? That's so brown.
No, get it right. Both of you guys are incorrect. You said she's a brown lady.
Oh, my bad.
Hey, you see how these people be perfectly? They you see how they use their words, they wording, man. You gotta listen to the words they use, dog.
Let me use it.
Why would she say the lady?
To make sure that she's actually a woman. I gotta make sure she got female part.
Not a woman.
Woman could be anything. My bad.
There you go. So you didn't just listen, y'all. Just pay attention, baby. They look. You don't have to ask nobody what they know. You listen to them; they will tell you what they know.
Ooh, that's a good one. I like that.
I'm treating this like a murder case.
I gotta play this. It's down here about an hour in the road from me. I go here all the time. Gotta play this.
You don't really think we're gonna find them, do you?
Dangerously cold temperatures will hit the park benches, doorways, and bridges that some people call home. Tonight, just outside downtown Norfolk, there is a warm and beautiful place that's making room for some 60 homeless people to spend the night. It is written in the book of Proverbs, whoever closes his ear to the cry of the poor will himself call out and not be answered. In Norfolk, the cries of the cold, the hungry, and the unsheltered have been answered. The Urban Renewal Center this winter took the torch to take care of the homeless. Dr. Antibas Harris is founder of URC. I hear excitement in your voice when you speak about the fact that the Urban Renewal Center has now taken the torch from Nest, and you're housing the homeless at several churches in the Norfolk area.
We realized that it was needed more than ever before to return to something like Nest. Nest has been around for years, and they have done a fantastic job.
First Presbyterian Church of Norfolk hosted the first shelter in December. Basilica of St. Mary will host through the 21st. St. Andrew's Episcopal, Crossroads Church, Trinity Presbyterian, and New Life Church of Ghent will follow. The shelters are co-ed, but not for minors.
And it's created such a positive collaboration, positive energy, and those without homes are commenting on how they feel loved, they feel like they belong, they feel supported.
More support is needed. Every night, the shelters turn away about 24 people, and more food is needed to feed the homeless.
What's interesting, I passed the church tonight. They had a lot of people outside for a food drive or something. So I mean, this is right literally down the road from me. So I mean, about an hour away. So it's like whatever. But it is what it is, brother. You just have to understand what's going on and what's the climate right now. A lot of homeless people out here, so I will say that. And more coming, by the way.
Oh, you got the migrants, man. We call them the migrants instead of, you know what I mean? The immigrants, let's call them the migrants.
You know what?
You know,
there's a big shipyard in that area which employ a lot of that area. They got a union, but I would like to find out if they hiring migrants on there. I don't think they're doing
no, they are.
They might not be doing a lot of them people there and they complain. Them people been working there for years, that shipyard do, bro.
Oh.
I'd find out, but I mean it's kind of like crazy down there, man.
Ooh, yeah. Bishop, right? No, yeah. See, that was fake too. Hillary and Clinton, Trump. Oh, he questioned the patriotism of him, but aren't they friends? Didn't he give her like $100,000 for her campaign? See, you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful, Bishop. It's all a script, like the whole Kamala. Oh, Joe, you were racist because that little girl was me. Y'all was busting kids and stuff like that. That affected me. I was that little girl. That shit was on. Then he picked her as a VP. It's just, I mean, Young and the Restless, ring a bell. What's General Hospital? It's all the stories. It's all a script. I'm surprised they probably fucking take cuts in each scene. They probably take cuts. Cut. Let's do it over. You know what I'm saying? I mean, let's keep it 100.
I got two more stories to play, and this one about. Well, wait a minute, hold on. About three, because I mean now they coming back. We're getting back to the robbery. They never had snow all over the damn East Coast. Yeah, there's snow a little bit here, but it's about 7-Eleven in Maryland and DC and Virginia. About people robbing 7-Eleven ATM. Guy told me about this. I'm gonna play it.
Across the region, 8 7-Eleven ATMs targeted in just one day. Fox 5 Stephanie Ramirez stores that was hit in Northwest DC. Steph, anybody injured in these?
Maria, thankfully, no. This Peabody Street 7-Eleven, though, behind me here is one of the 8 stores hit, targeted yesterday. This is in Northwest D.C. in the Manor Park neighborhood. But I learned today that in cutting the wiring, trying to get rid of any possible surveillance evidence of what happened yesterday, the suspects actually cut the wiring for the whole system. So the credit card machines were also down for most of the day today. But officials tell me that appears to be the MO for these criminals. I want you to also hear Fairfax County Police responding to one of the Virginia ATMs targeted. Listen to this.
This is going to be a robbery. They forced this customer and the clerk at the 7-Eleven into the back room, and then they stole the ATM from the store. They tore out all the video equipment. 2 males dressed in all black, a taller male and a shorter male. So they put him face down on the ground, and then they came back after they found the clerk, picked him up, put him in the back storage room with the clerk, and then continued to rob the store. They tore out all the video equipment. 2 males dressed in all black.
Guys, back here in D.C., the Peabody 7-Eleven staff let me take photos showing their now mangled ATM. In this incident and in several others from Monday, the ATMs actually weren't taken. They were pried open. Police telling us the suspects used the jaws of life to get in. That's the hydraulic device that you normally hear about when firefighters use it to save people trapped in cars. The 8 stores targeted are all 7-Eleven. Located all across our region. 2 were hit in Virginia, 2 in D.C., and 4 stores were hit in Prince George's County Monday. D.C. Police Lieutenant Scott Dowling says 7-Eleven knows about it. D.C. Police have been seeing this style of robbery for at least a year, but 8 in a row in one day is new.
It seems to happen in a very kind of defined time frame. It's overnight, typically in the middle of the week, early morning hours. So anything that anybody sees, vehicle descriptions, suspect descriptions, anything that they hear, if they want to pass it along to us at 202-727-9099, we'll happily take whatever information. Stolen firefighter equipment? No, it does not appear to be. It is a professional type of pneumatic equipment. They typically use one brand that seems to be their favorite.
I guess I do want to also show you this. Hyattsville police had shared images on social media of the suspects that they had captured on video from a 7-Eleven ATM robbery last week. And in one of those images, it does appear to show a suspect with a jaws of life tool in hand. Police have not confirmed yet that that incident is connected to yesterday's 8. Officials also are not saying how much money was taken in these robberies, but they are saying that they are working with all of the law enforcement departments across the region, also with the U.S. Attorney's Office and the FBI, to try and catch these suspects. Marina?
8 in a day. That's outstanding there, Stephanie, for people who are trying to not get caught, right? And throughout different jurisdictions. Is this a ring potentially?
So I did ask that question. The DC police lieutenant telling me they don't think it's one.
All right, let's just bring it back. The robbery is back up again. The robbery, the shooting's about to come back on. Everything's about to come back on at once. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding ding.
So this is the thing. So they can't tell you how much money they got away with, but they could tell you how many stores got hit. See, that's what I'm talking about, man. There's no, this is supposed to be the news. They're supposed to, you know what I mean? Like they want to pick and choose what kind of detail. Why are they not going to tell you how much money? I mean, if it was that big of a deal, you know what I'm saying? If they hit 8, why, it just lets you think. They be with, just like when they tell you, they don't want to release the name of the suspect, especially when he's a European. It makes you think, like, if this is a real deal story, people, you know what I'm saying? Stuff got broken into, you know what I mean? Possible people got injured, whatever the fuck. The law was broken and all this. Why are you not giving the full details? They ain't giving no motherfucking, but they didn't say, hey, police have a description of the car, license plate, video cameras, got them on camera, but it wasn't able to identify none of that shit. You notice they didn't say none of that? It's like, what's going on with this? I mean, but the thing is, okay, just imagine, okay, you know what I'm saying, if this really happened, they hit 8, boom, okay. Don't they got cameras all up? And the thing is, why were they all 7-Elevens? Is this an inside thing, or where they get the damn nice jaws of life from, right? Isn't that some shit a paramedic could have? Or the ambulance, or I don't get it. Does it make sense? Mm-hmm. How they get that tool? How they get a hold of that?
You're right.
You feel me, Shaq? Like, it just don't sound, something just does not add up, It don't add up. And they're not even saying, just like they say when the scripted mass shootings, all local law enforcement, they came together and they're all local law enforcement, they're coming together and they're using their resources. Didn't this happen in like 3 states? How come you're not saying that all law enforcement is coming together with the, what I mean? You see how they want to, I don't know, man. It's just kind of getting like to the point where it's just like you said, you're right. Now there's gonna be some more mass shootings. There's gonna be some more of this. There's gonna be more of that. They said a week ago there was some those smash and grabs in LA or something. Compton or some shit. Watts or whatever the fuck. I don't know, man. All right. I'll be right back.
With Texas over access to part of the U.S.-Mexico border. Over the weekend, a migrant woman and 2 children died while they were trying to cross the Rio Grande into Texas. Border Patrol officials say that Texas officials prevented them from saving those 3 migrants just days after the Texas authorities took over policing at the border. NBC News correspondent Morgan Chesky joins me now. Morgan, what do we know, first off, about what actually happened this weekend?
Yeah, Kate, an unfortunate tragedy on the Rio Grande with 2 very different storylines. According to federal officials, they received a call from Mexican authorities sharing that there was a woman and 2 children attempting to cross the Rio Grande and appearing to struggle. They say that when they arrived at Shelby Park, that runs right alongside the river, there were state officials there essentially blocking them from being able to reach that group of 3, which did in fact drown in the river. While the state of Texas has said that is wholly inaccurate, stating that by the time Border Patrol agents did arrive, the Mexican authorities on the other side of the river were already in the process of recovering the bodies of that migrant woman and those 2 children, and that they, in fact, shared that with Border Patrol agents on the scene who appear to understand the timeline. However, at the highest levels now, at the federal government and at the state of Texas, they are now essentially at an impasse. And as a result, it's become the latest saga in the border battle between the Biden administration and Texas Governor Greg Abbott. Kate?
Can you give us a little more background, Morgan, about this sort of ongoing battle between state and federal officials? How do we hear?
Right. Well, it began, of course, with a number of things. You had that 1,000-foot border buoy, which a judge ruled had to be pulled from the water, that was installed by the state. You also had the ongoing legal saga of the state-installed razor wire, which a judge ruled that Border Patrol agents could not cut through unless it appeared a migrant was under extreme duress. And now you have this story, which unfortunately proved fatal for that woman and those 2 children. The Department of Homeland Security sending a cease and desist letter to Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton. I'd like to read you at least a portion of what that says, saying that Texas has demonstrated that even in the most exigent circumstances, it will not allow Border Patrol access to the border to conduct law enforcement and emergency response activities. Texas's actions are clearly unconstitutional and are actively disrupting the federal government's operations. I should add, Kay, that the DHS letter gave Texas a deadline of this Wednesday to stop impeding or blocking access to Border Patrol. Otherwise, they would refer the matter to the Department of Justice and use, quote, all available options to restore access for Border Patrol agents and other federal authorities.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on.
Yeah, that's about the
Yeah, an ATM theft spree.
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
See, that's what people we gotta understand, man. See, we don't understand civil law, civics, and stuff like that, man. And we don't understand government constitution. The federal government does not have authority over any state. The state has jurisdiction, dog. They have to allow the federal to come in and operate. See, but see, you got this democratic communism leftist regime that want the federal government with the overreach. They want the federal government to have jurisdiction at all times, at any time, without any resistance, without any recourse. You know what I'm saying? The state has jurisdiction, man. They have to get permission through the state government. The state is its own country, dude. It has its own constitutional, has its own flag, has its own governmental structure. We gotta understand that. See? We got to get back to teaching this stuff, man. Because if not, we'll keep being subjugated. Federal government does not have jurisdiction, dog. When they try to use federal government as a pit bull to get some of these leftist and communist agendas pushed, allegedly, use them as a pit bull. Because once you let them in, and once you give them jurisdiction, man, then they can come in. You can be subjugated to their rules and regulations. You know what I'm saying?
You're right.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, Frank, think about it. But we not taught this stuff though. This stuff we got to go research, man. We should have been teaching us this. We should have been taught this, but we're adults, so we got to research this information and go research it ourselves, dog. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. My bad. What was y'all talking? What was y'all talking about real quick? When I left, because I just left real quick. What was y'all talking about?
He was talking about the situation down by the border patrol down here with Texas and the federal government trying to come in.
You talking about the border, huh?
Yeah.
Shit is that Chicago? But see that you know what? That's on the so-called black people's fault for broadening them motherfucker. Why would you? But see, when we see somebody that looks like us, it don't matter, man. It don't matter what the fuck, no background, it don't matter shit. They look like us, boom, that they're hired. See, we're very ignorant, man. You know what I'm saying? And very we get caught up in the symbolism too, because if he look like us, he's good. You see what I'm saying? Instead of realizing and trying to see what's up with his policy or trying to see what's what he's gonna do for us. That says a lot. That say a lot, man. You know what I mean? And But yeah, like you were saying, man, these states, man, you know, they try to make it seem like, just like how they said, like you just said, you show right now, what they said, cease and desist and all that. You can't, that shit, federal government don't got nothing to do with none of that shit, man. Cease and desist what? And what grounds of what laws was being broken? And that's not even how you go about doing it. Just like the thing with Fannie Will, whatever her name is. A DA cannot prosecute anything on no federal level. I'm sorry. But see, we don't think though. You know.
You're right, Frank. And let me add this too. Just because you say it's unconstitutional, we have what they call, I want to say search and procedure, but I might be saying the process wrong. But
Search and seizure.
Yeah, we got processes. So that means if you're going to claim that this is unconstitutional, you have to prove it. You can't just claim it all on the media or something like that, and it just goes just stick and fly. No, you got to prove that, and that takes what? That takes what?
Well, let me play this one last one, and that'll be done.
The procedures, going through the proper procedures to prove that. But they use the propaganda through the media, you know what I'm saying, to get certain agenda push.
Let me play this right quick.
Expected to wrap up part of its restructuring plan early this year. In 2022, the company began closing 900 stores nationwide. That is roughly 10% of its pharmacies and storefronts. It's already closed 600 locations, and this year the chain is expected to shutter the remaining 300 by April. This includes pharmacies inside Target locations. For more, let's bring in consumer news reporter for USA Today, Bailey Schultz. Bailey, let's start with why CVS is closing stores.
Yeah, so CVS is saying that this is all part of an initiative to reduce store and pharmacy density. And like you said, this is all coming at a time when they are playing this grand scheme to close about 900 stores total. We can expect to see about 300 of those close this year. And this is all coming at a time when we're seeing these large pharmacy chains try to figure out ways to boost profits as they're dealing with things like waning foot traffic, worker shortages, and rising competition.
Now, are there specific regions where there's more closures happening?
That is a great question, and I'm afraid I don't have an answer. I did ask CVS about this, and they are not saying exactly how many of these Target pharmacies are closing or which ones. What we do know from other reporting is that there will be dozens of expected Target pharmacies to close.
You know, I can think of how inconvenient it is when a pharmacy closes, when you have that pharmacy registered with your doctor and it's maybe on your way home on your commute. Tell us about the community impact that these closures might have.
Yeah, so CVS is saying that for its patients, prescriptions will be transferred to a nearby CVS pharmacy before the closure. So that should help ease any tensions with the switchover. And then as far as employees go, CVS is saying that the impacted employees will be offered comparable roles within the company.
Ah, interesting. Well, it was less than 10 years ago that CVS announced its acquisition of Target pharmacy and clinic businesses. What do these closures mean for the retail giant? And are some of the CVS within Target going to remain open?
Yeah, great question. So Target right now is not having any comment on this, these closures by CVS, but what I do think is important to keep in mind is that this is all coming at a time when Target is already dealing with shoppers kind of pulling back as they're dealing with higher inflation. And so I spoke to one analyst about this, and he expects these closures to have a modest negative impact on the retailer. And that's just because we're going to see less opportunity for that sort of foot traffic where people are walking into the Target pharmacy to buy a product or get their prescription. They buy something from Target on the way in or out. But overall, we don't know at this point how many of these Target pharmacies are closing or how widespread this will be.
And that is the Target effect. You go in for one thing and you walk out with a full cart. So I imagine there would be an impact. Bailey Schultz, thank you so much.
Go into the fold.
All right, well, look like they're about to start closing some pharmacies and things like that. You know, more chaos in 2024. That's all I got to say. But nevertheless, this has all been very entertaining. Yeah, Frank, it's from here on out, it's gonna be get ready, and keep it close to the vest. With that being said, covered a lot of psyops, distractions, and buffoonery, like I always do. Thank you, Monk 478, saying we don't watch mainstream news anymore. We watch people like you, sir. Thank you very much. So go ahead, you gotta watch Frank Nitty too, and Chak. But go ahead, Frank, shot his information, brother.
Once again, man, salute to y'all, man. You got to keep this going, man. Keep this, message going, man, and enlighten it, the the ones that are asleep. And basically, with us, basically, not challenging this the shadow government, man, and just basically, letting all this stuff go on. It's going to continue to go on, man. But we continue to enlighten, like-minded people like us, and even the ones that don't know, man, then we'll come a long way, man. So a lot of this stuff is simulations, and a lot of this stuff is BS, it's psyops. We all know just by the presentations that we showing y'all, we letting y'all know and proving that a lot of this stuff is fake, man. Proving, all of a sudden they say we got some new disease out and all this. It's really mind blowing, man. A lot of this stuff is really meant to distract you too and give you so much food that you can't even put it on your plate, man. It's so much, you got so much things going on, man. There's so much distractions. You're not going to be able to focus on the real, you know what I mean? But yeah, man, salute y'all, you know what I mean? Y'all good gentlemen, man. So yeah, y'all can hit me on XX Frank Nitty XX on YouTube, man, and even Instagram, XX Frank Nitty XX, or even Frank Jones 8115 on there. So yeah, y'all tap in, man. Just check out the channel.
Let me bring up something. Right quick. I want to say, the other night I was at people's house. They did a tribute to Martin Luther King Jr.'s family at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers game, where they had the family of Martin Luther King for the coin toss. I'm like, come on, man. Like, boy,
symbolism. We gotta stop falling for it.
But I watched it. But the other night they had I think they had Detroit Lions on, and the Rams, and the Michigan just won the state national championship last week. You know that, right? All right.
On all them three coaches. All them three coaches is brothers and related.
No, wait a minute now. Hold on. Check this out. The Detroit Lions hadn't won a playoff game in 33 years, man. Or they had been 91, 2024, whatever the case may be. All right. Now check this out. Actually, 32 years. But look, check this out. The final score was 24-23. That's 20-47, man. Come on, man.
That lucky 47, number 47, been a Masonic number, man.
Now check this out. They had the Chiefs and the Dolphins playing in daggone sub-zero temperatures, right? -4. The final score was 26-7. That's 33, man.
I'm telling you that these numbers, man, it ain't no coincidence. No such thing as a coincidence in life. These people will show. I think they're showing.
Hey, look, I be laughing, man, because they throw it out there right in your face, man. Like they just keep. I mean, come on, man. So, because Michigan, now check this out, Michigan football and Detroit Lions, Michigan State, right? Michigan, in the state of Michigan, right? The last 3 games with a team for the state of Michigan, the final score been 47 every time, man. 27-20, 34-13, 24-23. I said, come on, man. Hey, y'all, man. Well, Chak, man, shout out to information, man.
You remember? Yeah. Huh?
Yeah, shout out to information, man.
Huh?
Shout out to information, man.
Where?
Yo.
Yeah, man, my bad.
Jeez, dude, Chak.
What the store at? Chak understood. It was that Chak understood it was Instagram. Chak, it was on Facebook, right? But
All right, well, that's good.
man, they be tripping.
We know you out. No, we know you out. Don't worry about it, man.
Send that to me, man.
So it's all good. But shoot,
All right.
man, like I said, man, just take your time. You know, I understand y'all and stuff like that. But yeah, just take your time. Y'all have a good night.
All right, salute, y'all. Peace. I'm a holler, man.
Yes, sir.